How's it going, guys? It's Ralphie from Beyond the Huddle. Welcome to this week's Bitcoin forecast. And of course, it's been a crazy few days here in the market. But hey, it shouldn't come as to no surprise to everyone that's been following our work and our tweets and all our videos, because as we know, the COT was adding more shorts. They never declined, and all we were waiting for was actually what happened this past Friday, which is where the longs decreased and then the shorts went up massively. So as you can see right here, on September 17th, I made sure you guys know I like to do this on a Saturday, but the minute it came out on Friday, the data, I was like, oh shit, I need to tell anyone who's listening, because something bad was going to happen if and only if, guys, we had our weekly confirmation. So without getting too much into this, that's exactly what we'll be talking about today. We're going to break down the COT, what came in, what I'm thinking about now, what I think can happen next, and then of course we'll move on to some Bitcoin price analysis, and then give some future predictions and what we think could happen. So let's get started. Okay, so getting started with the COT positioning here, we're going to start with this tweet that I made on September 17th. Now, of course, I told you guys ever since I've been making these videos that I always release my tweets for the COT on Saturdays, but this one was so insane because of this massive decrease in longs and this huge increase in shorts that I just had to make it on Friday night. So you can see right here, again on the 17th, and that was September 14th. So the data is from Tuesday to Tuesday. Remember that because it gets released on a Friday, you don't get the data from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and CME contracts do not trade on the weekends. So again, it's from this past Tuesday that just happened to the Tuesday before that. As we spoke about a little bit in the intro, there was a massive decrease in longs, a huge increase in shorts, and what that meant was basically that gap between the net position. So you can see right here, that net position had been declining, and we were approaching that zero line. Now, when we approach that zero line, that means that you're going to start to get more shorts than longs. If that ever happens, you're no longer net long, which means you're no longer looking to be a buyer in this market. Now that their shorts outweigh their longs, that's a big red sign for carnage in the market. That's exactly what happened in the highs, and I'll show you that later. That's exactly what happened in the highs and what called the top when they finally switched to net short. So you can see right here, we were already bearish because of the monthly level. So if we go here, you can see that the monthly level got crushed on September 7th during that big drop, and ever since then we are long-term short-term bearish, and then we have to play the weeklies to see if we're going to retrace back into that level, or if we're going to continue being more and more short. Now, obviously, if you guys have been following us the past couple of weeks, we did turn short-term bullish, but don't forget, we were always long-term bearish. If we could not get above this purple zone, you were going to keep being bearish. So what I ended up saying yesterday, or 2 days ago on Friday, remember, because it was still Friday, we had to respect this green zone. Now, that green zone was the weekly short-term level, and that's what I was saying. All we need now is a move below our weekly short-term zone. And my idea was, if we can break below that, then the market was going to die. Now, this short-term zone, which was between 46.3 to 46.1, we did not close below that by the time the week closed, but look what happened right here. I actually ended up making another post as soon as Sunday night came, because I knew that it was likely going to be important that we closed below that we opened the week below our new weekly level. So you can see here now our weekly level went from 46.3 to 46.1 to 48.1 to 47.9. So yeah, essentially that's why I posted this right here. I thought it would be important to be used in the future. And lo and behold, we didn't waste much time to just crush these levels and go straight down. So now the question is, how should I be thinking about these positions and all of this, the COT now? So let's go ahead and take a look at the chart for that. So we're going to go to Binance BTC USDT. We're going to pull up, you can see right here, we're actually already hitting one of our discount zones. And now I kind of want that one to break, but we'll touch on that in just a little bit. I want to bring this up here to talk to you guys about what happened at the highs, so you guys can start to get a picture of sort of what we should be expecting right now. Now, just because we're approaching that zero line doesn't mean we have to go below it, right? It could just use it as some sort of support and then bounce off of it. Let's see if I can find time that happened. See right here, when you came from hitting it, that was back in 2019, back in the July high, you were declining into the high. Again, that doesn't make sense, right? Why is the price going up but the net position is declining? And then you end up just using, it's just sitting there. You just sit there, sit there, sit there, sit there, sit there. Now, interestingly enough, while you were sitting there, prices were still dropping, but you see there was these nice ranges of prices going up. Then it would go down, but then it would go up. So that, again, that just supports my theory even more that when the shorts are high, you don't want to be trying to long-term trade, right? So again, there's two different type of things that you want to be doing, depending what the net position is. So if the net position is net long, you either want to think, okay, am I going to be a short-term trader or a long-term position huddle type of trader, right? Am I looking for these big, huge moves? If you're net short, same thing, right? You want to say, okay, depending how the longs look and how the shorts look, do I want to be a long-term bear, or do I want to be buying every dip for very, very short moves higher and then continue back in the downtrend? See what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I want you guys to start thinking. In this specific case, we are still net long, but there's that possibility that we turn net short. So at the moment, you're thinking, oh, damn, okay, I'm net long, but the shorts are too high. So if the shorts are too high and I'm net long, I only want to be a short-term buyer, and that's what I've been talking about this entire time. I didn't expect this swing high to the swing low, right? I didn't expect this premium to get broken because the shorts were so high. Now, during this drop is when I said, okay, so there's a couple scenarios that could happen. If you see right here, so scenario number 4 right here, if shorts go down and longs go down, then I expect to move lower from this premium back to 36 to 38K, somewhere around there, where we will buy more. Okay, but you need to see those shorts decline, and then now in this specification, you need to see the longs increase. So that's sort of where my mind is at right now. I'm just waiting to see this upcoming Friday how the positions are going to react. As you can see, remember I've been telling you guys that, yes, it's nice that the percentage net position went below the 60 line, but I want to see this yellow line go above the 60. If that happens, then I can trust the bearish bias even more, because that means that this net position here should be well below the 0 line. It's already below the average, so that's looking interesting right there. And of course, as we look at this right here, we already went over this in the past, where we were expecting some sort of weakness in these longs when we did this swing high, this swing low, and we drew out the premium and the Fibonacci here, right? So lo and behold, there was a massive drop in those longs. Now we're below the average. That's this white line. So the blue line is the longs. And then, of course, look at these shorts. Now they're above the average. So that's pretty much it, guys. There's no need to overcomplicate it. You ask yourself, are we net long or are we net short? So currently we're net long. And then you ask yourself, well, are the other shorts increasing? The answer was yes. This entire time right here, while price was going up, even though we were buyers, remember, we were long reluctantly, but we had to buy the market. So that's the way you do it. If you have to buy the market, even though shorts are increasing, you better make sure the longs are increasing. They were. So because the longs are increasing, you neither are feeding the short-term trend, aka why you're short-term buying. You're not buying and huddling because the shorts are also increasing. Now, had the shorts gone down while the longs go up, then you see something like what happened here in September, right here, right? Where you have this, again, this premium gets broken because the shorts stay low while the longs increase. And that is just beautiful type of trading. That's the easy, close your eyes, everyone's a genius type of stuff. When you get to this type of scenario, people, they just keep buying dips, buying dips, buying dips until they eventually right. But guess what? Now we know, we have the key, we have the edge that lets us know when should I be huddling and when should I be just short-term trading. So yeah, guys, that's about it. That's what I have for you for the COT. Again, we're just waiting for next week to see what happens. We're so close to this net position that next week could put us below it, or who knows? Maybe something crazy happens. We hit the 36 to 38 or the 33 to 35, or sorry, the 33 to 36K zone, and then somehow magically the longs go up. We don't know. So that's what we wait for Friday, and we'll see what happens. So with that being said, let's move on to the price action, wrap this video up, and then you guys can move on with your day. And hopefully, we can get on the right side of this. Okay, guys, so if you made it this far and you listened to me yap about the COT and kind of what I'm thinking, my thoughts and all that good stuff, then let's move on to the price action. and hopefully this can be of some use to you. So remember, we have this swing high here, this swing low right there, and that was the premium that we had hit. So that's this red box, and then we had hit the equilibrium of the weekly supply, and funnily enough, that called the exact high right there, which, you know, we had an idea that could happen. But I don't want to use this chart right here. The only reason I'm on the Binance chart is because that's the way I can see the asset managers, because of the way that we coded the indicators. So what I want to do is I want to use the perpetual here, and when I use the perpetual, again, you can see that's the weekly supply. I no longer have the premium drawn out, and that's because it was that zone was literally right in between my purple zone and my green zone, so it was just too much. I figured I might as well just you know, not have it on my chart. As you can see right here, I have my my short-term level alerts. So the only two levels I'm looking for is, obviously, if we ever go back above this weekly level, right? As long as we stay below that, I'm a bear. I mean, this is what I call the gray area of price. So once you call a move like this, right? We were bearish. Your job was to see if there was any weakness in the market. The minute the weekly candle opened, we already spoke about why. If they were building shorts here and they were decreasing longs during this consolidation, the only thing the market has left to do is just puke it all out. Now we're down 10% from this level. And again, we're short-term bearish on the weekly. We're short-term bearish on the monthly. So, I kind of forgot where I was going with that, but the whole point is this. Oh yeah, there we go. This is the gray area in price, right? So this is the gray area in price. My job is not to figure out every tiny little movement. It's just to mark out some logical levels where I expect prices to either reverse or continue the same trend. That's it. We don't have to overcomplicate it. So let's go find those levels now. If I go here in my weekly chart, well, that level is what we've been talking about. Now I keep saying 38K, 36, 38. I also keep saying 33 to 36, and that's because one of those levels is the discount. So I believe that's the 33 to 36K level. That's this discount right here. And then the 36 to 38, that's what I had initially. I think that might have just been the monthly. Yeah, somewhere around there. So I just, again, there was a reason I liked the 38K. I kind of can't remember right now, but we'll mark it out. And that's exactly what we will keep in mind. The 38K, there you go. See, I even have a alert there. So you can see right here, we have the quarterly open. So we have the 38K level, then we have the quarterly open and the discount all as support. So this is going to be a very, very big key zone for us to slam into. Again, our short-term price action during this entire rally, we saw the longs. You see, we can't see it, it doesn't show it here, but we saw the COT decline, right, the entire time. And now that the net position is almost bearish, I almost have a feeling that next week or sometime this week during the drop, it'll by Friday we'll know that it'll turn bearish, and then by next week maybe we'll go back bullish. If that happens, then I'm a bull. I'm a buyer here, right? But the other thing that could happen, as you saw the arrows on the previous chart, is that we could retest this, consolidate there for just a few days or a few weeks, and then keep going straight down. Now, if that happens, that's when the scary part comes, and I'll just let you guys know right now, I would expect somewhere around 18K, so between 20 to 18K, wherever that is. Let's see, 20K is there, 18K is right here. Yeah, so somewhere around there is what I would expect, but let's not talk about that now. Let's focus on this zone that we're seeing right now first. Because this should be a very, really nice zone, just because of the yearly open, okay? And that's what I'm saying. If we lose the yearly open, then this candle is now bearish, and we should expand to the downside. It's already about to be Q4, so that would mean that we're in the expansion phase of the quarter. So there it is. Not much to talk about here. Just watch out for this 38 to 33K zone. If we see some sort of support there, we might want to take some buys. Now, one thing I do want to mention, Gary Gensler, or whatever his name is, I retweeted this. He will be, Gary, he will be talking tomorrow at noon, and this is really important because he'll be talking about what he wants to do with the cryptocurrency market and all that. So that's more of fundamental analysis. That'll be some long-term roadmap for us to follow. And not just that, on Wednesday we have the FOMC meeting, and that is really important because that will tell us if the Fed is looking to taper, which means they'll stop doing QE. They'll have a plan on how to reduce the buying of securities. So that would definitely be bearish for Bitcoin and bullish for the dollar. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about, people making bull calls on the dollar. So that right there, depending how that talk goes, and I do think they're going to taper, so that might be what pushes us down 60%, 50%, somewhere around there. People might call it a black swan, but this is not a black swan. I mean, this is very much foreseen. I mean, we called it here with our positions, and now it's just piecing the puzzle together of the fundamental news and what's happening out in the real world versus what we can see on the chart and in the COT. So with that being said, guys, I hope you found some value in this. I hope that again, while I'm not here to tell you guys what to do, I'm not here to give financial advice. I'm just here to show you guys what I'm doing with my positions. I hope you didn't get caught up in this carnage. And again, who knows if it's even over? So be careful out there. I'll just throw out this demand zone right here. That might be one zone as well that we should be watching out for. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great night. I'll see you guys next week. Remember, Saturday for the COT. Unless some incredible report comes out on Friday and I just have to release it a little earlier again. Stick around tomorrow for Misha's altcoin video. I think he might be breaking down the CRV trade we took. Maybe not. I don't know. Up to him. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you share it with your friends and family. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.